So I came across this study that claims mindful breathing can help lower high blood pressure. What's your take on that?
Oh, really? Mindful breathing lowering blood pressure? That sounds interesting. Tell me more about it.
Well, the study used Fitbit devices to guide participants through 15 minutes of slow breathing each day. They had people measure their blood pressure before and after these sessions.
Wait, so they used Fitbits for the breathing exercises, but how did they measure the blood pressure?
That's the thing. They didn't use the Fitbits for blood pressure. Participants used their own FDA-approved blood pressure devices and reported the readings themselves.
So the Fitbits were just there to prompt the breathing exercises? Seems like an unnecessary gadget in this context.
Exactly. And get this, they didn't have a proper control group. The so-called control group was from a different study with different parameters.
You're kidding. So they didn't actually compare the breathing exercise group to a similar group not doing the exercises.
Nope. Plus, all the data was self-reported. People measured their own blood pressure and submitted the numbers.
Wow, that's like asking people to weigh themselves at home and report back in a weight loss study. There's so much room for error.
Right? And there's also the issue of no blinding. Participants knew they were doing something that's supposed to lower blood pressure, which could influence the results.
Yeah, the placebo effect is real. If you think something's going to help, it might show up in the results, even if it's just psychological.
Moreover, the study didn't stratify participants based on whether they actually had hypertension to begin with.
So they lumped together people with normal blood pressure and those with hypertension. That's a pretty big oversight.
It is. And to top it off, the authors are employed by the company that owns Fitbit.
Oh, wow. Conflict of interest much. That definitely raises questions about the objectivity of the findings.
Exactly. It's important for studies like this to have proper randomization, blinding, and a control group to compare results.
Absolutely. Without those, it's hard to say whether the effects are due to the intervention or just chance.
And the reliance on self-reported data without verification adds another layer of potential bias.
Yeah, they could have at least had professionals take the measurements or use devices that automatically upload the data.
Agreed. So while mindful breathing might have benefits, this study doesn't really provide solid evidence to support that.
It's a shame because the concept is promising, but without proper research methods, we can't draw strong conclusions.
Exactly. Good science requires careful design to eliminate biases and ensure the results are valid.
Well, hopefully future studies will address these issues and give us clearer answers.
Yeah, that would be great. In the meantime, we should take these findings with a grain of salt.
Definitely. So to sum it up, mindful breathing could help with blood pressure, but this particular study doesn't convincingly prove that.
Exactly. Always important to look critically at the research methods before accepting the conclusions.